Hey, graduates. Hey, graduates. What's up? What's up? What's up? Big up in yourself. Big up in yourself. Come for chit chat with a little bits. Present. Yay. What's up, my beautiful graduates? Good evening in Florida. Good evening. What's the weather like, Marie? Is the weather nice in Florida? It's been raining all day today. It's been raining all day today. When I say raining all day, I was in and out of different schools and just rain in between. When I tell you some schedule tight today, people. But I got it done. And that's going to be me right up until summer. Lord Jesus. Work. Work, 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 work. Sunny. Oh my gosh. I need to travel. I need a holiday soon. We have a half term coming up. And I'm wondering if I might fly out for that. I'm not sure. If I do, it will be very last minute. Hi, Pottinger. Hi. How come you can't see me today? Sometimes I do these kind of lives, Camille, where I don't necessarily show my face, do any graphics, nothing like that, especially when I've had a busy day and I don't have the time to commit to prepare stuff. I just come on and I just talk and I may play some stuff because today we're going to talk about a few things, including that 14-year-old and the case there. You understand? Because there are some questions to be asked about that case, but I want to address something first. It makes sorry, her Alexa said she makes sure her belly full so she can go listen. First of all, I wish to apologize for my behavior this morning, but I did need to get that off my chest, For those of you who were on the early morning live, the early morning rants where I just had to let somebody have it. But it has to be done. Like I said, there are many times that we're expected to hold a high standard, and the people who are expected to hold a high standard are the people that the internet trolls and bullies will come out and take the piss with all the time. And if you do not bare your fangs occasionally to let people know that you actually have them, they will persistently pass their place, right? Me see one I'm a top fan them on Facebook come out for me. But I think she misread the post that I made. She thought that I was addressing YMK when I made my posts this morning. None of those posts had anything to do with YMK. And I had to make sure that I made that clear because I did clearly say the chef and not the baker. Two different professions. So please, let's not get it completely confused, okay? All right. So I'm going to address something. You understand? I'm going to address something. Because as followers, as subscribers, there are certain things you have to learn about us social media personalities. Those of us who are in the industry of content creation. Right? Okay. So as you know, in this diaspora of social media, there are certain social media personalities that essentially revolve around each other in one way or shape or form. In that we have people in common that we may admire, we may respect, and so on. And then there are others that are based in other clusters for different reasons. Okay, right. Now, that being said, it does not mean that those of us who coexist will not have disagreements. Okay? Hey, Forrest. Hey, Georgia. What's up, Laverne? Hey, Shay. What's up, sis? It does not mean that those of us who coexist will not have disagreements. We will have disagreements. But as followers and subscribers, this is one thing you must never ever do. And I'm just issuing this as a warning for your awareness so that you learn. Don't ever get between social media personalities who are on the same team. Don't do it. Don't do it, because you see, if you do that, you are going to make a fool of yourself. Don't do it. You hear me? Because we as platform holders will bicker. But if you notice, those of us who have a healthy respect for each other, there are certain things that we will not say to each other. We won't go certain places with each other. Right? No. So you see, until it gets to that where una say, but wait, but stop. No, man, this too much. Keep on the mouth and just listen and observe is the wisest thing that you can do. Hi, Misty. Hi, Juliet. It's the wisest thing that you can do. Because when you open your mouth and run up your fingers and go on like you want to come for one in defense of the other, or you come and you fan the flame, do you know what we as platform holders do? We sit back and we observe who the troublemakers are. And we identify the ones who want to stir the fire. You understand? Because it's different if you have been a regular commenter. And that's when that situation happened and you decided you want to fight for us. Because we understand that too. But you see, if just because of that statement on a run out, we will identify you as troublemakers, as people who don't want to see peace. Now, the wise ones amongst you will, social spectator, bap, 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 right there so. Cockroach the business in a foul fight. What? The smart ones, the established ones like social spectator, right? Like Nama, my sis, like Dan, my sis, will do when they see things kicking off between people in the same team is they will go quiet. And some of them abandon belly and say, Lord Jesus, I hope this not get out of hand, but they will go quiet. And they will observe and see how it goes and give it time to resolve itself. That is the smart way to deal with it. Because you might go put yourself in the midst. And then two toes you look, the two platform holders that you thought were now going to be enemies are still brethren and sistren. You hear? Because what uno don't know is how we communicate off of air. Not when you guys are all observing. You understand? Now, YMK and I, we had our little whatever. We have subsequently spoken. He understands exactly where I'm coming from. I understand where he's coming from. You understand? And that is where it ends. Because he knows that I am one of those people who have been forever pushing him to be his excellent best. So if him see me take a stand, there is a damn good reason for me taking a stand. But some of you really and truly would like to see us go at each other. You'd like to see us pick each other apart for your own personal satisfaction and entertainment. It will never happen. If he and I have a disagreement about something, we will say what we say and cuss we cuss, but it now go down certain route. And you know how bad and how rough it can get out here when it comes to cussing. Listen, Kelsey, let me just big up this comment. Kelsey says, we understand each other. I don't take part because we are family despite our disagreements. Right this so. Within your family, you are on siblings on a fallout. On have disagreements. Not everything is a bloody separation to the point where no repair can happen. Especially when it's over simple matters. Like brother and sister, exactly. Right? And you always have to know your siblings, them quirks. The things that irritate them and the things that don't irritate them. I remember I'm the fairly new sister. So they also have to get to know the fairly new sister and how she tan and her quirks. Because them they both for a while, so I've been studying them. And that's how it is. But when you guys run up in the comments now, I want to start to talk about, oh, you are just a fledgling and you new to this. And let me tell you something. I am not new to this. I have passed my seasoning stage. Me a marinate now. Okay? I'm marinating now. And it's not really to do with numbers per se. It's more to do with influence. And some of you don't necessarily realize that you can have many numbers and very little influence. You understand that? I don't know if you hear me, but you need to understand that. And not all of us are looking out here to break the internet and to be this mega personality on here. This is not my mainstream income. I've said this a million times. When it becomes my mainstream income, you're going to know about it because things are going to ramp up and it's going to be a different cup of tea. Now I am literally just cruising through social media. I post when I want to post. I come live when I want to live. I do shows when I want to do shows, etc., etc. It's not a matter of I have to. It's when I want to. Yay. Hi, Carla. So, do not get yourself involved because you'll embarrass yourselves. You really will. You'll embarrass yourselves. Don't do it. Sit back and just watch the ride and see how things pan out. Because the last thing you want to do is to be made a fool of out here. Right? Because equally, I could turn around. You know how me do when me deal with the followers, them when misbehave, stringing up on my page, cussing on to dirt, and then block you. And then now you go feel away forever. I have sleepless nights because you can't answer me back. And no matter how much, you know, say if you build a fake page, I'm a spot say you're not enough friend, may I block you. You understand? So it's like, it's pointless. Don't get involved. Take it as a lesson. There are times when you are out here as a platform holder, an influencer, a blogger, that you have to set your boundaries. You have to. Because if you don't, that's where things can go wrong and things can get messy. And each of us have them. Each of us have them. That ought to be respected. That ought to be respected. So it's not about who knew, who established, who been big, who not big. Every one of us are rulers in our own kingdom. All of us who have a page. Because your page are your kingdom or your queendom. And you have full authority to run that however you see fit. It's not what somebody else would desire for your page or your platforms. It's what you want. In fact, it is a very self-centered motivation. And followers are drawn to that, or subscribers are drawn to that on the basis of whether or not they are keen on your personality. Don't just start subscribing to somebody because somebody says go. We know we have a tendency to do that, especially if somebody recommend, somebody at your rate recommends somebody and you go. Don't just do it because of that. I'm not saying it can be a contributing factor, but make sure you check out the person's content. You check out what the person is about. You see whether or not you can gel with the person and you're interested in what they deliver before you hit that follow or you hit that subscribe. Because if you're just following because, oh, me I follow because YMK say go over there. And then YMK and the person fall out from what you can see. They are run gone because YMK and the person fall out. And then now the YMK and the person fine again. And you go want to run back? It not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Because you do that now, instantly I've seen exactly who you are, and you will never be able to type again. Don't embarrass yourselves. Hey, chocolate and vanilla. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. I appreciate you. You understand? Don't get in between those of us on the same team. We will bicker like brother and sister. We will do it because we're humans. And there are things that we would do. We will irritate each other and we will say, listen, me not like that. And we will go out with self. But after that, what you guys are not aware of is how we communicate when we come offline and how we repair things when we come offline. Because we know that we have each other's best interest at heart, best interest in that we want to see each other win. We want to see each other win. Hey, Karen. Hey, Arlene. Hey, June Sundak. Big up yourself. Right? We want to see each other win because we are all a part of the same team. So don't get it confused and say, hey, why, watch them dep on the same team and them accuss them one another. Like say, uno and uno family even get on. It's not gonna work and it's not gonna happen. So anyway, don't get involved in family business, especially if you don't have good to say. Thank you, Valerie. That is a solid lesson that I want my graduates to understand. Right? I want my graduates to understand that. Right? And when it is happening and uno go in at the comments and uno start say this and say that about the person, we as the platform holders not going to attack the person whose live you're on now. We are come for uno. We are come for uno for rub uno. That's what's going to happen. And uno don't want that attention. Why? Because uno don't have the space as big as ours. So the embarrassment are going to be huge. It's not clever. It's not clever. So like I said, I do apologize for those of you who were on the early morning live, but that chip-ins was necessary and it had to take place. And it's not someone that I view as a part of the family. I'm sorry. Okay? So that would explain why I reacted in that way to that person and not that way towards YMK. Yes? YMK is still the Cape boss. Top ambitious man. Purse first. You understand? So he knows that me and him not gonna disrespect each other that way at all. It's not gonna happen. You see, Nifty, you're smart. I have arguments with my sisters. It's life. Thank you, Carla. Exactly. Right? It's life. We're human beings. So anyway, somebody sent me this about the 14-year-old that got her life taken away, apparently by somebody of unsound mind. And apparently they have identified and held a suspect in the brutal killing of Price Johnson. And there's something about this that doesn't sit well with me. You heard it in the last time when I did actually do the live on the subject, guys, that I was questioning a lot of things. I was questioning about how it is that this young lady went through all of that. And it's only towards the end that the neighbor entered to try to rescue her. And by then, everything had already taken place. And that said individual who went to assist her also received some wounds from the perpetrator who escaped. You understand? Now they've held this young man who, I don't know if you guys have seen the picture. Me love listening and cussing at me house until me hear the full story. Guess see away. See away, so I know some just job sister them a cuss, you know. Cause when them see what go on, you know, they want run out, you know, they want types of something, you know. But I've already had this discussion with you guys, so you guys know that I always tell you guys, don't do it. Just wait. You understand? And obviously if it's a definite enemy, then do what you want to do, but I'm just saying. So yeah, so when I first discussed the case, I asked many questions about how it is that such a brutal attack was allowed to take place for that period of time, and nobody heard until the very end. And by the time that person went in, everything had already taken place. It was very disturbing to me, and it didn't make sense in a garrison apartment situation where people literally live on top of their one another. You understand? And was bound to have heard things. So when I asked those questions, they never really rest on my mind. And somebody, actually it was Tammy, I give her credit, sent me this video with some voice recordings, which I'm gonna play, and we're gonna talk about it. Because I remember when I was on TikTok and I heard some ladies who were clearly from either the area or close by, and they were talking about the case, and then I got incensed because all them could say is, oh, the little girl bad, oh, the little girl, you know, our man, and this and that. And I just thought they were being derogatory. I thought they were deliberately doing that because it's such a stereotype that if it's a little girl and this situation happen a man in our room, that them are gonna suspect her first. But anyway, so for those of you who are not aware, the young lady, she was essayed, and it is alleged that she was severely injured by blunt force trauma to the head with a hammer. That's the allegation. Now, what has not been said is whether or not they have retrieved this hammer. They know that she received knife wounds as well, but they haven't said if they've retrieved any weapons at the scene of the crime, right? If not the knife, was the hammer there? I don't know, but it's alleged it was a hammer, and according to the family members, the mother in particular, it was a man of unsound mind who did it. I couldn't quite understand it, because what I was imagining, guys, when the mother said it was a man of unsound mind, and then I saw the picture of the suspect. I don't know if you've seen it on the internet, but it's out there. When I saw the picture of the young man, I said to myself, but stop. This madman in a clean clothes. This madman in a clean clothes. This madman, yeah, look real nice, real clean. You understand? Now this is a little girl. She's a teenager. She was a 9th grade student of Haile Selassie High School. Now I never saw the video, people. I saw a picture and it was enough. But I never saw the video. I didn't watch it. I didn't have the stomach to watch the video. What I saw in the picture was so horrific. And as I said, it was enough for me to catch my afraid and not want to see the full thing. I couldn't look. When I tell you that the crime was one of such barbarity I could not imagine that it would have been done by somebody of sound mind. So when the story came out, I was like, okay, is a madman, and so how them never see a madman a go in a place. Me I expect a dirty man, a man in a tattered clothing that seems to be roaming the streets, matted hair, dirty. All of that is what I'm imagining. Because when we say mad people in a Jamaica, at them kind of looks that we are imagining in our head. That's what we imagining in our head, right? Me no know I've no garrison and I've visited quite a few. Where anybody who is a stranger can just walk in like that and just enter people property and nobody no spot nothing. Nobody no see. And to claim that people were around that spotted him in the area. Oh, nobody no ask somebody who is clearly a stranger. What them a do? Round the place, so. Just a hang out round the place. It was just very, very strange. But anyway, hold on a second, because I don't want to open this in this browser. Let me open it in the browser where I have the YouTube Premium and I don't have to deal with ads.
And welcome back to Primetime News. And a special welcome once again to our viewers online at onespotmedia.com and on TVJ International remains at large this evening. Now, as the manhunt continues to find the suspect, the child's family and school community mourns her death. Amoy Harriet reports.
Take control of the atmosphere. A somber mood engulfed the Haile Selassie High School in Kingston on Friday. One of their students, ninth grader Price Johnson, was sexually assaulted and brutally murdered at her home Thursday afternoon at the Palm Grove Court apartment off Spanish Town Road. Her desk decorated with heart-wrenching messages from her friends, her teachers, besides themselves with grief.
Oh, boy.
School family is so small. We have just under 300 children. So everybody knows everybody by name and face and laugh and shoes and bag and so on. So it really didn't matter what class she was in. The entire school feels it because in communities such as these, persons, again, are usually related and they usually have a lot of relationships going back generations. And I think that's why her...
So listen carefully to what she's saying here, It's a tight and close-knit community. Everybody knows everybody. Even at the school, everybody knows everybody. Bless up yourself, Barbara Finley. Everybody see everybody business. That's right, Charmaine. So then, this young man being in such a community just presents so as a stranger, a random person them never see before. It's still very strange to me.
Hurt so much.
Price's attacker is believed to be a man of unsound mind who isn't from the community. It's understood that he entered the apartment complex and walked from door to door before reaching the unit in which Price was located. She was home alone and asleep.
So this man went from door to door. That makes sense, From door to door in a garrison where everybody know everybody. And nobody confronted this young man who was going from door to door because they're giving the impression that he was trying. Yes, the story is sketchy, Debbie. That's why I say me go broke it down and me go pick it apart because something still not sit well with my soul. So nobody was like, wait, oh, the brother had to go from door to door. So what the queen of them there? What the man them will lock the corner them there? I saw on a slack. Pan Spanish Town Road there. I saw on a slack.
After sexually assaulting the 14-year-old, the man then took a hammer to her head, hitting her several times. She cried out for help, to no avail. A male family member who later attempted to rush to her rescue was also hammered in the head by the suspect, and by that time, Price was on her final breaths.
She was home She wasn't on the road. She wasn't half naked. She didn't provoke anybody. She was home.
This room has been Price's form class for the last 6 months. These corridors she walked every day. She was last here on Wednesday. It's understood that she didn't attend school on Thursday because of an event associated with the celebration of Bob Marley's birthday. Now her schoolmates and teachers struggling to come to terms with the fact that she'll never be able to walk these corridors ever again.
She's a girl, yeah. Loyal, everything in one. I'm just sorry for hear say what that happened to her. Yeah. She left the whole place tense.
When she was just a teenage girl who just liked to have fun and enjoyed being with her friends. And she deserved to continue that so she could actually realize her dream because she was incredibly talented.
To make a bad situation worse, a video of Price's naked, almost lifeless body began circulating on social media. It's on.
And you know something, there really needs to be some regulations on things like that going on the internet. Now, it's unfortunate because a lot of these websites are actually based in foreign countries who are subjected to laws when it comes to posting indecent images of minors, right? And I don't think that people are using the correct reporting mechanism because some people afraid for deal with police. But really and truly, it is about reporting it as a cyber crime. When you see images of minors in terrible condition, in revealing condition, posted for thrills and likes, and as a hook and engagement for watching ads that pop up. Things need to be done about things like that because just imagine the family members are log on to Mountain, Carib Loop, Radam, and seeing their child's traumatic experience and end, replaying for everybody to gawk at, considering the circumstance under which she passed.
Unclear who recorded the video.
And from I see the video, it's like everything in her body shut down. Start crying, come and say, Jenna.
Meanwhile, in Price's community, outrage. Outrage at one, the residents who were home at the time of the incident but didn't intervene.
Yes.
We can't even in our house and safe no more because people are coming in our house and kill you. Normally, we say we would go and come back in safe and give God thanks. But people are coming in our house to kill you now.
And two, outrage at the police.
When the police every night scheme, no police are nice scheme. But then I look for gunman, then I look for a gunman, but what we need them, we don't see them. What we need them, we don't see them. Oh God, man.
Price's mother, Eugene Wade, didn't sleep last night. The family was preparing to celebrate her 15th birthday later this month.
She's a polite little girl, I'm in love her from my heart, I tell you. You see me lose my daughter like that. My God, me there start talk and everything. I know God. So you know God, man. That's the best thing in our life. So feel a way about Miss Abu. Me have to stand up strong for the next one day.
The suspect.
So you see how the mother describe her as polite. Big up yourself, Lala. Debbie says this sounds like a crime of passion. If you essay her, why would you go through all that to get rid of her? Talk now, man. So the mother is describing her as a polite and wonderful child. You understand? I want you to listen now because I'm going to play something else. But listen.
It is said to still be at large. TVJ News understands that a neighbor captured the man on a CCTV camera, and the police are now reviewing the footage.
I want to see the same kind of outcry as if she was somebody from up there. I want to hear the same kind of outcry as if somebody had gone into a house in Cherry Gardens and Norwood and those other places. I want to hear that kind of outcry. That's the kind of outcry that Price Johnson deserves. She has a name. She had a future. She had a family.
Amoy Harriet, TVJ News.
Right. So the communities in an outrage. They are outraged that the neighbors who did not come forward when they heard the screams, right? And them upset at the police. I have a question to ask, which is probably an insensitive question to ask at this time. Where was the mother? Why was a 14-year-old on her own late at night for this to take place? Where was the mother? And when I look at the situation and think that there are many children who are babysitting themselves in Jamaica, like it's a normal affair. There are many children from as young as 8 or 9 who are by themselves at home all hours at night. We've heard of babies sleeping at home alone and houses getting burnt down while parents or mothers are out. Either them out gone a man yard, or them out gone a party, or them out gone a shop. Only for come back and sister them picnic no longer alive. What are the laws in terms of making sure that your children are not left alone for any substantial period of time over a certain age in the island of Jamaica? Over here, there are laws about that. Ideally, they don't want in this country children to be left alone until they are 16. And if you must, because it's not a strict law, if you must, they must be responsible enough to manage themselves, and the environment needs to be secure. Clearly, this mother thought that living in a garrison where neighbors were, and she never locks her door, it was secure enough. You understand? Exactly, the door open. Yes, so that is what I'm trying to say. So she out on the corner selling when the crime occurred. She's at work. Who was the adult left to supervise her daughter? Who was the adult left to supervise her daughter? This is what I'm trying to say to you, that there are certain things in Jamaica that, because there are no guidances for parents, they do it on the repeat like it is no big deal because everybody's doing it. But in a first world country, it would not have taken place. You understand? So let me just double check something, because I see a comment here that it was somebody saying it was in the daytime. Hold on. Let me pull up something. Let me pull up something. I'm looking at something here. Yes, it was in the daytime. It was in the daytime, to rotted. 1:59 p.m. Hunts Bay police say. 2 o'clock in the day. Now that is even worse to me, you know. Okay, it may not have been an irresponsible hour to leave her alone, but she's at home in the daytime while her mother is out at work. Everybody should be alert. It's not a case then that even people asleep in the day. Yes. 2 o'clock, nearly 2 o'clock in the day. Now, when I looked at the Star, it said that a man entered Johnson's apartment and screams were heard shortly after. And a relative who was alerted entered the residence and was later seen wrestling with a man who managed to escape. Price was thereafter found in the apartment with wounds to the head and face. The injured teen was assisted to the hospital where she died while undergoing treatment. Her relative also received injuries and was treated at hospital. Now, what I find interesting is let us just think fully about what take place, you know. Remember, say, and not just the facts that them find the little girl beat up, you know, with the hammer to the head, you know. an essay had taken place. So how is it that at 1:59 p.m. the man entered the apartment and screams were heard shortly after? It can't be shortly. It can't be shortly after. It can't be shortly after. There would have had to have been a gap in time. Because by the time the man reached, the physical attack had taken place, but the other stuff had taken place as well. To the point where she wasn't clad. She was without clothing. So how? It could have been shortly after. They make it sound like, say, the man going at 1:59 and by 2 o'clock or 2:05, them a hear scream. All of that now go take place in a 6 minutes. There would have had to have been a fight. Screaming would have had to have started to happen immediately if this was a stranger. But anyway, so this video came to me. And I wanted you to listen.
Welcome
to the voice notes that were being played here. Hold on. Right? 222 of you on the live, 223 now. Can you please like up the live before I press play on this? Carla says the video was very disturbing to watch. What I found appalling was she was under people or persons are videotaping. Yeah. The fact that somebody found it pertinent to videotape rather than help her at the time is crazy to me. Okay. Plant-based Samoya has asked a very pertinent question. Like up the live, people, please and thanks. Plant-based Samoya said, could it be a case where she invited the person over, then things went sour? Lord, I am confused. All right. So, make we go and listen to this voice note here now.
Dude, the chef is team, but she bad. One
Hold on.
man, and when they are playing the man because them. I just didn't know say no two casiri, no two friends to do, but he's a bad man. I want good man she do the chef is team, but she bad. One bad little picking in me understand. She used to need one good man. I shouldn't think bad man. Now she go with country ties. I think ain't to her father. And not too long ago, a couple years ago. And she left and go with her country, so she come back. And she no want the man. The man want there with her, she no want the man. The mad boy, vocalar. Everybody in the community know about the Indian talk. So them have to point the finger elsewhere. Boy, clearly I don't know what one become a Jamaica. There's a source of telling in the chief. Is not to say for Bush the person still, but we drop out still. My cousin Noah is the man go to see in school. And my cousin say, oh, she up, she a bigger man. I should love take me out that morning like school too. Is it me? Cause you know them look a girl I will look what likes them force her as they say is it me? And if I tell you the truth, I don't think that man of them gave it off and him do it. Is it me? Don't think so. Somebody will round there will sit down round the right now. Know about it. Them just not because even the neighbor is in say she here but she and the mother no deal. So she no come out from say no or is him fi see what go on because she say oh maybe a something more regular one is it. But you don't know what really go on. But even if you the mother not talk, if she don't come out from the eye still is in her cause. I must say hello. Me don't know if she are picking it about. But I have to look out for us though. Good night, General. Big up yourself. We just send you some information when I get. Those are the things that has been said about Price Johnson, a 14-year-old girl. Those are the conversations that have been
Hey,
running
Jada.
about some of them when me get messing. Now wait for Sue or more. I messed up. I'm torn. I'm messed up in.
So, the information that was sent to this blogger, right? Listen. So, these are like screenshots of conversations. I don't know if it's screenshots of things that are on people's Instagram or whatever. But they must say, if him did do him woman, so why would I do me and my family for talk? I get to dismiss. The last lady tell her, say, for stop it. She go tell him, and he beat the lady, and her son have to run. So, in other words, somebody is commenting as though they know of the man that was involved with this little girl. And listen, all of this is about predatory behavior, you know. Listen carefully, you know, and whatever it is that can be said about whether or not the little girl bad, it not relevant, right? So because this is not a man that is in her age group. This is an adult targeting a child. So the person said, if him did do him woman so, why would I do me and my family for talk? I get her dismiss. The last lady tell herself to stop it. She got tell him, and him beat the lady and her son have to run away. So that lady tried to intervene and tell her, stop see the bad man, stop see him. She go back and tell the man, say, she fi stop see the bad man. That woman they say me fi stop see you. The bad man then go to this woman and assaulted the woman and the son have to run away. So remember, you know, there is news, that is the formal news and the investigation that's taking place. And there is word on the street. What I'm sharing with you is the word on the street. Right? Men Against Bitter Woman, a title about CPS. Can check it out. HTK. Fine. Okay, I'll check it out. All right.
Inside I feel away. And from day one, I said it was suspect or nobody, no see not nobody my ear, not at all.
Another comment was, I done our daughter David, and she know that's why she can't call him name. She used to hype and go on people in the scheme because our daughter David are done. You hear that? You hear that? So this individual is saying that the little girl, the man that was targeting that little girl, was a don. And that the mother actually benefited from the relationship, knowing that bad man, they with our daughter. Go on, listen.
One more. I messed up. I'm torn. I'm messed up inside. I feel away. And from day one, I said it was suspect or nobody, no see not nobody may eat.
Another comment is, pay attention to the video, which I never have the stomach to watch. She only got a chop to her head side. She didn't expect it because they were both in bed. And he got up. The machete that was used to inflict the fatal wound belonged to the mother. Go on, listen.
Ear not at all. And the mother said, boy, I just saw it go.
Another comment claimed that the individual who took the little girl's life was the one who recorded it and leaked it.
God know why.
And here is the comment that lines up with my questioning as to how it is that by the time the man, the relative, went in, all of the sordid acts had already taken place. And there's no way it could have been shortly after that 1:59 p.m. they're claiming. No way. This is what this person said. The reason why she didn't scream is because they were in the room as usual, having their fun together. Listen.
Everything just seemed off. So some of this makes sense, kind of put a sense to it, but to all them be with the girl, me I tell them on. No, them bliss one photo on youth and say him that.
Another comment says it is regular for him to visit the little girl. The mother is aware of the relationship, but is afraid of the man. So is giving the impression that it is somebody she doesn't know.
That him and mine not all land matter whatever they want to call him. I wonder if I really into blows that spirit, cause gosh, tell it let's feel my way. Let me get them when we get the photo and I go with them with that a football match at school and but that's what I got. She said, "What's wrong, Daddy?" And so I love him and just know somebody there with him. I love her. I shall upon me just say, "You're weird." But should I understand? Say, "Yo, this world, this country, hunters the dogs, man."
Remember, you know, if a bad man, you know, say, if they look pick me and let them then go sweetheart and if them a go to school, why they are school more like or people they coming to them messed with. I can't jealousy too. It could cause from jealousy because him not go want just hurt her for no reason. Unless a jealousy.
Goes back to what Debbie was saying. That it may have been a crime of passion based on the wounds and the way the assault was brutal. It's like him head chip, him see red. You understand? And everything came out like that.
Some jealousy in driver, she could have not pay my mind and he feel like a woman. But you see them?
Big up yourself, bro, Shaka.
Your mother get fear karma because she could, your mother look like a fear karma. She, as far as I analyze, her mother karma, that few things that she use a little youth to do in the community. So sometimes you have to sit back and make karma take it place. A while ago, I see them post and say, shit.
You hear that? Hear what this person said now, you know. These are people in the community, you know. This person has now come back and said that this mother used to use the said man to execute things in the community. Be it figure dig down a boy and take the boy money we owed to her. I'm just giving examples of how bad man can get used, right? Yes?
Oh, no, I understand. Unless the only man in the retaliator, you know, try to help the big woman. And say,
On here now, why was it that in a place like Spaintown, how can a man come in there and do something like that and there is no retaliation? Because the same man, according to this brother here, that was involved would have bad up his Spaintown man them. So them glad him gone or them glad say whatever karma reached the mother and the daughter because that man was being used to intimidate. Listen, you know.
2025 start teach me a whole lot already, trust me. But yeah, you have more put woman like she out there in the garrison, man. You have more like she in the garrison, just that the them get his salt, his part, his stick. But it's a fuck up, get a little pitney get.
As you can hear, it's some letter crime of passion. What is strangest thing about these things? Nobody saying anything. I know that the girl did everybody up. Everybody can't talk. Girl with money on the run and whatever, everybody can't talk. Nobody can say anything before them. In their mind. Hey, I keep coming back. You get the guys. You guys have that tune in the head over and over. Us reading the messages and listening to the. Every time I read the message, I will go back to the interview with the mother. You get me? General, I don't think it's a mother use. I think him using gun. I think him using gun to wash her face in. You get me? Finals, probably finals. she had get probably with somebody else, jealous. And that's why nobody went into help her, because I'm going to have. And probably see when him go in, I said everything, I know some man with him good, I'm going to use a mash her face in. And that you there dead. You get me? This time then, because he that in every garrison stand up on him foot and push him out. That is gruesome. Some you feel while he was in gun, people sick, people cannot say anything out. Do you like what I'm taught now and I post things? And me for come out, I say exactly what going. You get me? Somebody need everybody have fear, but they want to talk anonymously. If I saw the case, link with a link until evil link you. I give you the information so you can put it out. You get me? Yeah.
That's why everyone turned a blind eye to the situation. Exactly. Right? Was Jada saying that's what said to about her dad going to listen. We're not going to them for them story right now, but yes, a fear factor is there. Now, if what these people on the ground are saying, these are members of the community, people on the ground, and them a say, yo, other things did go on, and this man that she was with was no normal man. There is also another scary element to this case in that they are also claiming that the young man they have identified is not the right one. That young man what them identify one little slow youth, him slow. Them a say him head not too right. And him them a pin it pan.
Oh, I tell the boss someone in bad and history my man, so then Garrison here I am what I'm tell you.
Get her.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm getting to the. You're right. You're right.
Yes, Debbie.
And with our freedom that you have for real. You're talking for justice. Nobody's there and can say Anna him I'm dead already. And case done. Case closed. And the man we're involved with that there. Just easy about that, don't know funny and rule the place and that fear same way. So now what you think I must say, yo, you have to speak, just come here and work and I get everything So besides that, I've never done any advice no the master, never check out your thing that's safe here. You get any information point and there goes, you get everything. So yeah, we head up me. And I definitely have to give you a props there. Always the one point. You're getting it, dig up yourself straight.
So people,
all right. There's a lot there to unpack. And the unfortunate thing is that when these people are so afraid to come forward, them fear for them life, and you cannot really blame them. There is no such thing as witness protection per se when it comes to low financial threshold cases. You understand? There is no such thing as an anonymous crime line in Jamaica that really work. There's a lot that the community is saying that's not going out in the press, and that the police themselves will not be able to pry out of the people, because some people feel like it's easier to hide behind a fake profile on social media and type up the things them, because a lot of this is coming from posts on social media from people who they're in the community, and they're using fake profiles to do it. Okay, it could be trolls. Yes, it could. It could be people spreading rumors and coming up with things. But a lot of it is being checked out because one of the informants in this voice note is allegedly a police. And they are on the ground talking to people, but not in an investigatory capacity. More like they live close by or living at the area too and can hear things. So because them not on the case, them not really being listened to or getting involved, so to speak, but them a pass on the information to the media, which in itself is a right, right? But may I tell you, so this is what's going on. And I'm hearing an Uncle Larry story all over again. Because if the mother is aware of who the alleged is, the perpetrator, and knew that they were involved in a relationship and that this man was an adult and she and her daughter is a minor, and she's enjoying and celebrating and reaping the benefits of being with a bad man, it would almost explain some of her demeanor, because to me she never really looked like, you know what I say? Because somebody do this to my daughter, Lord Jesus. When me done spin me roll pan the ground, the way me would have weak, I don't know, she seemed to be holding it fairly well, saying that she have to be strong for the other kids. Right? Yes, apparently them are scapegoats using the slow child. Right? The authorities asked for assistance to solve crime. Are they doing anything with this info to allow justice? I don't know. And that's why it's really important sometimes for police officers to comb social media, because that is where a lot of people will leak things that can be used in a case, right? But I don't know how sophisticated the investigatory teams are when it comes to crime, if we have improved when it comes to cybersecurity and making use of the internet for research. I don't know how well they are up to speed on that. I know over here it would be done. You understand? Over here it would be done. As we already knowing, okay, whenever we hear sus, it goes so or nearly goes so. Yes. Whilst all the information may not be accurate, I don't disregard what they're saying. Exactly why I decided to bring it to the platform, because I believe that there's a lot here. Because even when I just read the black and white print, graduates, when I read the black and white print, there were alarm bells going off in my head, and I'm like, there's something not right about this case. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't make sense. There are a lot of loopholes in what has been reported thus far. And when me take a look on the little scrawny youth, when them said do them damage them, me say, eh. Then at this year fight off big man and stab up big man and bludgeon that child like this. This little skinny thing, I don't know if you guys have seen the picture, you know. Wanna go on Facebook and just go search for the picture, because it is out there now. But I'm just like, no way. That little something they can do that. It didn't make sense to me. And then to claim that is of unsound mind and going from door to door in a garrison, and nobody in Palm Grove Court, St. Andrew, saw that this was happening. Nobody at all. It is beyond me. It is bizarre. It is extremely, extremely bizarre. Right? Extremely bizarre. It doesn't make sense. And that's why I'm thinking that there is far more to this story than meets the eye. So the individual who has been caught is from 20 Crescent Road. His name is Imani Lignot. Right? And when you see Imani Lignot, you yourself are going to be questioning, what kind of super crazy strength does this person have? You see what I'm saying? Because him just don't look like he would be, he looks like he would easily be apprehended, physically subdued. You understand? He looks like he could be easily physically subdued. Right? So if it is the case that there is a CCTV image of the man, I wonder how clear that is. If it's a look-like situation. If we're taking the word on the street as truth, and this man that did this act is a don who they are afraid of, who will be allowed to still come back in the community to intimidate and carry on with his criminal life, it would explain why there is no manhunt by the man them pan the corner, why nobody now look for Bill a shallow grave. We know how Garrison go. Why is the community not in a state of such upheaval that tire bun and them kind of something there for justice? You know, so them bun tire and Black Road for less. Exactly. Doubt it will match the person. Any of the DNA. I doubt it will match the person they have it in in the case. Them not gonna match the DNA to him. That is the thing. Whoever they will match it to, whoever they will match it to, won't be in their custody. So it not gonna match to nobody other than them let go that you there. Or if there's corruption on the side of the police, meaning that the Don has the police in his pockets, they will sink that young man for it. Because he can't really represent himself, him slow, or him head not good, and maybe the way him head soft, him will say yes to everything. Can't really understand what's taking place with him. You understand? But when I saw the case come out first, I was hoping and praying that it didn't lead to her losing her life. But anyway, this was the initial video of the mother when the media interviewed her. Right? Let's listen.
God, me live for auntie, oh God. God, that you may live for me, I'm a pity them, oh God. God, that you may live for me, God. I will go back and I dead this, man. No, man. No. No, Christ. Christ. You can't believe. God. Father God. If you don't be sick, come here, son, no. God, come here, son. Jesus. Jesus. Never want me lose my daughter like that. Lose my daughter, very terrible, very terrible. I'm lose my 14-year-old daughter. But guess what? It's God. God know everything. And God now carry so far and leave me. No time at all. So I'm able to just give God thanks. My hurt, yes, I'm feel it. But I just saw. Just want everybody can just come for me and just talk to me. That means everybody can do that for me, for my little girl.
Understand. So you know anything about the person who did it to her? You know anything about him?
No, I don't know nothing about him. Nothing. I never see him yet. Or nothing. I don't know him. I just surprised asleep. Cause if him they do stand at the door price, only let him in. Cause if me asleep, you come to come call the price. Oh, mommy not there here. And then see me and say, surprise. Oh, you tell the man say me not there. Mommy asleep, man. You sleep, man. Cause you're old, man. If you sleep, man. I say, but price gonna make him come on and see what make him go on, man. She's that person. So if she never was asleep, you can just drop the door. And I'm not lock my door.
So 1:59 p.m. And it's assumed that she was sleeping, that she was asleep, and he went in on her in her sleep. How do you know that this young lady was asleep? Because it's like say this mother build a story. Exactly. This mother build a story for try fi. Boy, Father God, if I am wrong, please reveal it. Please reveal it, because I am looking at this mother's body language. I want you to go look on it, Go and look on the Jamaica Loop News for the initial interview. But I want you to just look at her body language when he asked her if she knows the man. Right? Because at first she was breaking down and her reaction was very natural and so, right? And she just asking for people to comfort her and all of that, right? And then
Come call the price. Oh, mommy not there here. And then see me and say, I just did it to her. You know anything about it? No.
when him ask her, she sound almost annoyed, like no ask me that brother, no ask me that man. You understand? Like she has shrug her shoulder, like she has said, Lord, no ask me that kind of question, the kind of thing. And she's so quick to dismiss it. I don't know anything. I don't know him.
Understand? So, you know anything about the person who did it to her? You know anything about him?
No, I don't know nothing about him. Nothing. I never see him yet. Or nothing. I don't know him. I just surprised asleep. Cause if him they do stand at the door price, only let him in. Cause if me asleep, you come to come call the price. Oh, mommy not there here. And then see me and say, it's a price. Oh, you tell the man say me not there. Oh, me asleep, man. If you sleep, man, cause you're old, man, if you sleep, man. I say, but price gonna make him come I want to see what make him go on, man. She's that person.
So was
If
the
she
door
never
open
was
today?
sleep, you come just drop the door. And now I'm not lock my door. Don't lock my door normally. And then my daughter call me and tell me no. By the time we reach the scheme now, but I said she dead, she dead. I said no, she not dead, man. God nah make me lose her. God nah make me lose her. I just say I'm go down on the public now. But the way I see all the so-called people, them attack, so-called woman attack to me. So, I'm say twice, miss, don't go when me know she dead. Just say why me say yes, because the way my body feel, know say my daughter dead. But guess what, I never want me lose my daughter like that. Lose my daughter, very terrible, very terrible. I'm lose my 14-year-old daughter. But
You never want
guess
to
what,
lose
it's a
her like
God,
that.
God know
So
everything,
is it
and God
that
not
you were
carry so far.
expecting to lose her, mom? You're supposed to be saying, me never want to lose my daughter at all. Me not supposed to bury me picnic. Listen to me now, man. Listen to me. I watched the body language of the people around the lady. I watched how the community were responded when she was crying. That and not how a community responds to a person that they care about. You hear me? That is not how a community responds to a person that they care about. When she a bawl and I make her nice and I talk about Jesus, all the woman them do a look on them foot. Some of them look off. The man, the Rasta man that was standing to the side, he looked a little bit, like him feel it fear a bit. No comfort was offered to her. Something in a something, graduates. Huh? Jada say, listen to me now, cause I'm not stupid. The mom leave the door open for the hey bangarang that. Yes, nobody was comforting her. Right? She didn't want to lose her in a more humane way. Bro, Shaka done the same thing. May I ask, like, what the hell does she mean by that? Eh? And I can understand her questioning God, for sure. That is the loss of a child. You will question God. That I expect. You understand? But she is like, God, hey, me that say, God, why? What kind of God you be? For make this happen to me, Pitney? Right? Thank God for social media bloggers like you. Victims afraid for talk and the media afraid for do investigative journalism. Absolutely. There's something not right about this story. There's something not right. And just by a psychological assessment of looking at the mother's body language, every part of the conversation where she's communicating about how she feels about the loss of her child, she's looking in the eye of the reporter. When him ask her if she know nothing, her eyes averted. She'll start look off in a different direction and look down upon herself, and her shoulders start shrug, and she said no, and she cover her face partially. The body language itself has guilt attached to it. The body language itself has guilt attached to it. I think I was the only one noticing it. No. She says she never closes her door. So I don't know why she expect anybody to go come knock door. Them know say door no lock. Them would have just ball out, oi! You understand? Oi there. And then somebody answer and them come in. No, that's what Lalin, that's what we were saying. That she's thanking God. At a time like this, it is just such a it's a strange reaction. Think back to that mother who lost her child and all the grandkids in Clarendon. And remember that video clip? Look on that the mother there and look on this one. And this a fair daughter, but she has other kids. But I'm saying, look at that mother who lost her child. You think that she not about no God? The way that woman was feeling pain and every part of her just feel like it a ache for her child. She a question everything with the fiber of her being. You understand? And all she wants is justice. All she wants are them to find the boy where they do it. This woman doesn't even sound like she's insisting on a manhunt. You know, you hear that? You know, she says she want them confine him. Ray. The insistence for the police to be involved didn't come from the mother, and it came from a neighbor. In the previous video that we listened to. I found it strange how she was crying, and when they asked if she knew who did it, she stopped crying, and her body language was different for real. Crystalina, we are graduates for a reason, not a season. We spot things. And it was very different. And then when she was communicating about the loss of her daughter again, she went back into a remorseful facial expression, voice, and body language. But that question made her very uncomfortable. The answer was very scarum. Them for question this mother some more. That may I tell you no. Them for question this mother some more. And they need to find a way to allow people who live under garrison rule and jurisdiction to be able to report injustices. Only need to find a way to do it so that it's anonymous. Get a website, get a page where people can just type in what them know and inform the police. Because without witnesses coming forward in cases like this, you will never solve it. And when you think you solve it, you has solved nothing. Who's that man she talked that the daughter would turn back when he came over? Oh, she was just giving an example that if somebody came to visit her, the mother, and she was asleep, the daughter would normally turn that person away. So she's trying to justify that the reason why this happened to the daughter and the daughter never knows that the man coming at the place was that the daughter was asleep. But how the hell does she know that the daughter was sleeping? She pulled that out of thin air, that if she probably never did asleep. At 1:59, a young girl like that, asleep? Me not think so, mama. Me not really think so at all. You understand? Me not so convinced about that. Hey, Jacqueline. And the community really believe it was a man of unsound mind. Why didn't they express how afraid they were of him attacking again before he was caught? Exactly. But Crystalina, think, they are claiming that they have never seen the man before. The mother just said it. She never seen the man before. How do they assess a person that they have never seen before? Who look anything, if the person they look anything like the man when me seen at the picture, the young man me seen at the picture, that person then no look mad at all. Hair cut to the nines, clean, nice t-shirt, look like in just bathe, So how can you visibly just look on a person and say he's a madman? How them know he's a man? You understand? Yeah, the 14-year-old, she goes to school. Didn't you hear that in the video that I played before, she was home because of some celebration with Bob Marley. Right? Because school not over until 2:30, 3 o'clock in Jamaica. Yeah, no, she wasn't at school at the time because they were off because of a celebration to do with Bob Marley. You understand? That's why she was home. That's what the teacher said. You understand? So on the day that she was home and not at school is when the situation will take place. Now let's flip the script. What if the story what we hear on the road I saw it go. That means a mama make the man know so she dey home from school so him can come check her. Mother there a road a sell. She out a work. So him free to enter. Man come in. Do the do. But then man realize say phone a chip off over there so. Take a look on a phone. See a message from a next boy. I ask her who this. No ask me nothing, love me, I'm a friend. Hey girl. And that's how it starts. That's how it starts. That's right, Alan Breeze. Jealousy, crime of passion. And I'm just giving a scenario. I'm not saying that's how it go. But either way you take it, what we have here is a predatory male who has taken complete advantage of a minor. And now we have this young man who has been put forward as the person who is responsible for the crime. I heard a blogger says that he will not say no more on the case until the person in the area come out and speak the truth. The blogger claims he knows something. See it there? Because how come the one day she was off from school? All right. Wish they would allow the young girls in Jamaica to grow up. No, listen, a regular something and target them. You know, you see from your start sprout titty and hip. And sometimes them never wait upon that. You become a target. And I want to tell you something else that I have learned about how pretty and young girls survive in the ghetto. They attach themselves to a bad man. Because it's best a bad man take it than a waste boy. Because if a bad man take it, then another man can't hold them down and take it. A whole heap of little girl get hold down in a ghetto when them start develop. And if you attach yourself to a bad man, nobody else can touch you. And mothers will see that happen and realize say it's a badge of protection and they will go along with it. And that same bad man will make sure so that little girl have the latest school shoes, the latest John Sport bag, uniform, book, ray, lunch money. Regular thing. Regular thing. I know nothing strange. That's a lie, Shiki. She said the daughter would not let the guy in the house, which means she locked her doors most times. She just chose. No, the woman says, I don't lock my door. She said it from her own mouth. I don't lock my doors. Go on the loop news thing. Me not think she lying there. So she said she don't lock her door. She never lock her door. But you think she might be lying then, Jada? You think that she deliberately leave that door open on that occasion? Maybe. Me no know. I want to know how it is that she knows straight away that that little girl was sleeping. How she know that? And like I said, from the way it was initially reported to the Star, the man went in at 1:59. And then shortly after she was screaming, and the man who was also a relative ran in to save her and was attacked. So think about it. If shortly after 1:59 that the scream happened, and all of that take place already, make it make sense. And not shortly after, man. It no make sense say shortly after at all. It doesn't make sense. And such a specific time, 1:59 p.m. What? How people know say 1:59? The mom said when badness are going in the area, she no budge. I wonder why. There's a lot here. There is a lot here. A lot to investigate and a lot to reason about, but somebody isn't telling the truth. The story isn't 100% bulletproof. Something alright. But anyway, guys, as I said, I thought I would share that with you and share the developments that I've heard so far on the case. We continue to pray for our islands because there is really a pandemic of a nature when it comes to men incapable of holding back on their urges. We have suddenly become an oversexed society. Well, not suddenly. It's been gradual. It's been coming. An oversexed society, very, very focused on the physical rather than the spiritual. And it's a failing both in terms of ethics, morals, and standards in the society. But it's also a failing in terms of how we are being socialized within our culture to accept these things as normality so that they keep repeating the cycle. The law is not coming down hard enough on these Uncle Larrys. So they feel like they can use intimidation and fear to silence communities, to have access to these young girls, to manipulate and use them and control them. And then when these little girls want to move away, just like in any DV case, the point in which that you can lose your life is when you tell the man that you are going, that it's finished. That's when you're at the most risk. That's why when I was a domestic abuse officer, I always used to advise my clients, you pack your bag, you store your bag at a friend's house that you can trust. Make sure you have at least 200 pounds in that bag. 200 pounds can get you from one part of England to the next. Make sure you have underwear, toiletries, at least 2 or 3 change of clothing, 290. Pair of trainers, just in case when you decide to run out your inner high heel boot. Socks. You understand? And you do not tell that man that you are going. Tell him that you're going to the shop. You soon come back. And when him look, him don't see you. You have to be smart when you're escaping these kind of monsters. So when you have a situation like this, where a little girl is under the jurisdiction of a don who can do anything with her, and it is an advantage for the mother who would turn a blind eye to the situation because she knows that then she not have the burden of having to financially supply everything. You have to be really worried at that point. Really, really worried. Who's the man the mom wanted the daughter to let in the house? I don't know. Some man that she was saying that she wanted to see. She was giving a scenario to say the kind of girl she is the kind of girl that if a man was coming, when a man was coming to see her, she would tell the man that the mother is not there to allow the mother to sleep. Because she's an old woman and her mother for sleep, so she don't want nobody disturb her mother when her mother is asleep. It was a completely disconnected story to the fact that her daughter may have been asleep when the perpetrator came in. You understand? It did not make any sense. She was rambling because she's trying to prove a point and it's not being proven. So all that story did was point to even a more open possibility of her knowing more than she's letting on. It's just guilty tales. Guilty tales. Things are being hidden. Right? Things are being hidden. Anyway, guys. No mom leaves door open and no little girl. Then at that me a try to say, oh, she fi do that. Me fi have my girl picnic in a house at a age of 14. When man fi where I look pan her and leave her in a house with door open. Boy, I tell you, this is what I'm saying, that we have no regulations when it comes to knowing what child abuse looks like. We don't do campaigns where we tell people what neglect looks like. And then when that happens, you know, things say, hey, on top of our grief, that woman could have been arrested. You see, for first world country, a straight to jail she gone. Because they'd be like, You left your 14-year-old alone with the door open, a man come in and do her this and take her life, and you stand up here so things say you can go your bed tonight? Which adult was in charge of her? Nobody. Come, prison. Prison. Because that's neglect. Anyway, guys, make sure to like up the live. I hope I've given you some food for thought as we explore this situation. And like I said, pray for Jamaica. Pray for our children. Pray over them, right? Protect your little girls. Do everything in your power to be aware of your environment. Do not leave them as open prey for the wolves and the monsters to devour. You have a little 13-year-old, your 14-year-old, your 12-year-old, especially younger. Right up to the age of 16, you make sure that they are with an adult that you can trust if you have to left them for go work. You understand? Don't assume that because you're in a one garrison, somebody must see and somebody must help. As you can see, this community, never business till it was too late. Anyway, like up the live, guys. As you exit the classroom, big up on a nice clean self. This is your girl, Head Teacher K, and I'm out. Bye-bye.